This is the PickBits Daily Signal for Monday, July 6th, your signal in the day's tech noise. Here's the lineup. 1. Iowa's Attorney General just sued Temu, alleging the app secretly harvests your location, your other apps, and your kids' data, and that China can ask for it. 2. A developer found a loophole in how AI companies price images versus text, and built a free tool that's cutting some Claude code bills by up to 70%. 3. A researcher asked Claude to find a way into the system that gates almost every major US music festival, and it found one, Backstage Pass included. And 4, on the brighter side, the FDA just cleared the first AI chatbot allowed to help manage your insulin, though its maker won't say who's really deciding your dose. Let's get into it. This is the PickBits Daily Signal. Story 1. Iowa's Attorney General just did something most state AGs haven't. Read Temu's own data practices line by line and decided they cross a legal line. Brenna Bird filed an 86-page lawsuit this week, and it splits into 2 parts. The consumer fraud side reads, almost boring, fake discounts, counterfeit gear, promotional rewards that never show up. The data side is the one to actually read. The complaint alleges Temu collects your precise location, tracks the other apps on your phone, your device ID, your Wi-Fi network, and does it to children under 13 without real parental consent. The picture Bird paints is an app built to grab everything it can.
It can collect photos, it can collect contact information, it can collect text messages, lots of things that there's really no reason for a shopping app to need.
The China question is the one her complaint spends real time on. Temu's parent, PDD Holdings, runs deep in China, and Chinese national security law can compel a company there to hand data to the government on request. That's not a hypothetical in the filing. It's the legal theory Bird is building the case on. She's asking for an injunction, restitution, and up to $40,000 per violation. If you've got Temu on your phone or a kid does, go check its permissions today. Revoke location and background access. And if a kid under 13 has an account, delete it now. Don't wait on a ruling. Follow this one, because Iowa reading the complaint this way rarely stays a one-state read. Story 2. A developer just found a loophole sitting in plain sight in how AI companies bill you, and it's already cutting some coding bills by up to 70%. Stephen Chong built a free tool called PickBits, and the trick is almost absurdly simple. Anthropic and OpenAI charge you by the character for text, but a flat rate for images, no matter how much is packed inside.
When you upload an image, the AI slices it into hundreds of tiny squares. Each square becomes a token. A single image can cost 1,000 tokens, the same price as reading a short.
Fixed price is the whole exploit. In one real case, 48,000 characters of documentation that would cost about 25,000 tokens as text cost roughly 2,700 tokens as a single packed image. Chong's own numbers show one session dropping from $42 to $6. It isn't free though. The approach is lossy. Exact strings like hashes can come back garbled, and it runs slower because the model has to read an image instead of text. Use it on prompts and docs you can double check, not on code you can't afford to have wrong. If you pay per token for Claude Code or any coding assistant, follow this one, because the pricing gap it's exploiting isn't getting patched this week. Story 3. A security researcher asked Claude to go find a way into the system that gates almost every major US music festival, and it found one, with a free $4,000 backstage pass included. Front Gate Tickets handles entry for Lollapalooza, Bonnaroo, Austin City Limits, EDC, and South by Southwest, basically the literal gate to nearly every big festival in the country. Ian Carroll used Claude Opus to find a SQL injection hole in Front Gate's firewall, and once he was in, he had access to millions of customer and staff records, plus the ability to mint any ticket at any price to anyone, no purchase required. He added a Bonnaroo Platinum wristband worth about $4,000 to a cart and never paid for it. Carroll didn't touch the consumer login. He got in through an internal API the entry scanners use at the actual festival gates, exactly the kind of backend nobody thinks to test. He reported it the right way through Anthropic's cyber verification program, which pre-approves researchers for exactly this kind of work, and FrontGate patched it within 24 hours. The AI didn't create the flaw, it just found it faster than the company that owned the system did. If you build or run any ticketing or access system, share this with whoever owns your security testing, and go audit the backend AP. Is your own scanning hardware talks to this week? That's where Carol got in. Story 4, and here's the bright one to close on. The FDA just cleared the first AI chatbot ever allowed to help manage a real medical condition. Patient-facing, talking to you directly. UpDoc's tool is cleared to help adults with type 2 diabetes manage their insulin by voice or by text, and it reports straight back into your doctor's own record system. This is a real device, cleared back in December, and backed by a Stanford insulin trial. And researchers everywhere are racing toward the same idea.
Research suggests that artificial intelligence could revolutionize real-time diabetes care.
When it comes to type 2 diabetes, full management of the disease can be a struggle.
The one question UpDoc's own CEO won't answer, plainly, is whether the AI is just relaying your doctor's plan or making the call on your dose itself. That distinction decides who's accountable if the guidance is wrong, and the FDA's own review, built around a plain calculator device, was never designed to settle it. If you or someone you love manages diabetes with insulin, follow this one, and ask your doctor directly whether they're piloting a tool like this, and ask them to put in writing exactly which decisions the AI can make versus which always come back to them. 4 stories, and the one to watch is the last, real medical help getting more personal, if we make sure a person stays behind every dose. That's the signal. I'll see you tomorrow.